Give us a moment to get all started up. But yeah, I'm excited to play some Rogue Trader. Not my first playthrough, but I got a plan on what we're doing. And starting a new game. Obviously, we're gonna do a custom character, because we like custom characters. That portrait's a little fun. Got a couple fun portraits here that we can choose from. Hello, hello, welcome in. We're just starting up, we're making our character. Welcome, welcome though. We are playing some Rogue Trader. Speed through some character creation so we can get into the story, but we want to still look cool.
Something of interest.
Let chaos paint the stars red.
Descend.
Deliver their demise.
There we go, that's a good one. Now we gotta pick our world. world do we want to go? Fortress World seems fun. We have some options. Yeah, I think we're gonna go Astra Militarum Commander. The plan is to be the most shooty character we can be. Good old soldier here is pretty awesome. We really like the running gun and Revelin Slaughter. Now we get to mess around with some skill points, which is always good. We want to be as good as we can with a gun. We actually want some strength because we're going to go into heavy weapons as well. And of course some agility so we can go fast. We're going to want some will. Oh, we can't get any willpower. We've spent all our points. But that's good. We're fine. We are going to shoot so many heretics. Because I backed the game, I have the cool Firestorm class frigate, which is special. And now we gotta name our ship. Also, we need to name our commander as well. There we go. The Holy Destruction. That's our ship. We need to name our boy now. Name him after myself a little bit, but a little bit different. We have our boy. And we'll get into the prologue. We got a lot of heresy to stop.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtfear, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
I'm Lieutenant General Lucas the Grim, Scipio Grimolda, commander of the 8th Army of the Scanthanan Janissaries.
My regards, Lieutenant General. The Astra Militarum is the hammer of the God Emperor, isn't that what they say? Well, it is likely that fate will give you ample opportunity to demonstrate your talents as a commander. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Lord Captain? A strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Tell me about whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
You say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs? So there's another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume we have the same goal in mind and decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
good old check out all the things.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk! May the blessings of the Divine grant us the courage and strength!
So anyway, I started blasting.
Speak louder than words. Rejoice in service. Your end is nigh. The Emperor, another step towards our ultimate victory.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Might as well look at all the cool stuff in the room.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs. Know your duty.
Forgot which way I was going for a second.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be a political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me, and I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6 Eldathred? Let's do a quick little survey of the room. Our second candidate has joined us. Lucas the Grim. Approach and give me your answer. So we've succeeded some checks here. We could say something about spirits could have been native for name for dangerous aliens. There are ways to confirm is witchcraft or not. That right there is the answer. Another one, I suppose your answer is strictly correct, but not here. Not on the frontier. Not when we are playing for such high stakes. Lady Theodora, your disappointment puzzles me. I gave you the same answer from the off, albeit more complete and compelling form than the God Emperor's tenets. Edelthred, I believe I gave you an assignment on the ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is dawdling about on the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me, I well forgot for the time. Little brown nose over there. So, Lucas the Grim, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the God Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, spittery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence has changed. My name is Theodora von Valentius, Massimo of Scaris. I am the rogue trader in service of the God Emperor of Humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry the humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone that determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all that there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Lucas the Grim, are the one of these with the von Valentius blood in their veins and right to claim this inheritance when the hour comes. I am ready to take on the sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming a bearer of the warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities at times can be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Victor served me for many years before he made his mistake. One of. Does this mean there are others? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthred may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. If you are satisfied with Eldathrad, well, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and are more eager to show their initiative. Even if I do choose Eldathrad as my successor, I will require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquire in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Coronos Expanse. Service in the Astra Militarum is a trial which very few people emerge with their life. That you have risen through the ranks of the Imperial Guard and assumed a command of an army is testament to your astuteness both on the battlefield and in the tangled net of officer intrigues, I assure you. The company that Rogue Trader keeps will offer plenty of chances to demonstrate both your diplomatic and your combat prowess. Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in your service of the Von Valencius dynasty, well, so much the better. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask questions now? I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship translation of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to the ships being possessed after all. Lady Theodora, for God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such heresy amuses me. Adira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. The ship is thousands of years old. If it has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Where is your ship headed? The Reichard system, the domain of the rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Coronos Expanse. Each of them possess resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valencius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I've set my course for Reichad on demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet appraise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time. Gracious Lord Captain, surely there's a way I can prove myself a worthy heir. You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for then, you will be granted that opportunity. Only the God Emperor knows. Well, I hope she likes sycophants, because guess what? I'm going to be one. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel, and in your new position, eventually I will find a post that suits you as I did for Eldathrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. If it is possible that a chance to prove yourself of worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. Look at all these idiots. I'm gonna do so much murdering.
Cast you into eternal darkness.
Oh, we got ambushed.
None of them.
unfortunately, right now, I only
May the
have
divine
a pistol.
will be done.
Damn. Get our little bonus going.
Your corrupt way has failed you.
Blast you in the brain a little bit.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
We are performing the murder.
Just a minor setback. One fewer target. I took care of this one.
Pop a
I will
cap
not be
in
deterred.
him. Damn. We won! Oh my god! Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse survive. Didn't bat an eye when the scum burst through the deck, Not bad. I have seen many officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by the position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring now. Possibly, quite likely. We will investigate that at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? Mort has gone ahead and cleared a path. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it. Well, let's find that arch-militant. Do they have any better gear for me? Nope, no gear yet. Where is our friend the arch-militant?
The divine watches over us.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours. We are bound by the blood of martyrs. Know your duty.
Thank Providence, you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Kurad? The moment we finish chasing off the riffraff around the deck, you show up, always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What did Lord Captain send you to chevy us along? We are all done here. I'll report right away. Master of Whispers, what's happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is the case severe Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have my crews lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Elothrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard this ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing about his movements is he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it, Master of Whispers. Find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears we might encounter heretics along the way. Lucas the Grim? If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthar back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthard's psyker powers. Then it's settled. Lucas the Grim, find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments, such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? I hear and obey, Lord Captain. Then move out. Mort, come. Bye. This is the last time I'm going to see you alive. Bye-bye. Spoiler. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant. Oh. I just got mugged. I'm gonna give you a special destiny. You bum. I'm gonna call you out for the filthy heretic you are. Just you wait till I get like a proper gun too. And I'm not just blasting you with pistol.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful. How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel. An ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it? Inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of grok shit.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodorus Kerr. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Get out, I am not your puppet. Damn, bro cheated. He used magic powers. Let's examine the device. We'll examine the Sentinel.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House Fon Valencius. Do you require assistance?
Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way. Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Oh, that nice little warrant of trade.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who is addressing me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the Child of the House and a means of communicating with the Rogue Trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
The Divine watches over us.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Conrad Vogter is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
We will actually take a small break here, and I will be right back. Quick bio break. Hi, Jackie. How's it going? I have returned. welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me for a bit of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader as we return to game. We just no worries. I am very happy to have you here with me, though. So we just started up a new game. We created our character. We met our the Rogue Trader. We met the Master of Whispers, who instantly betrayed us, trying to kill the Rogue Trader and take the Warrant of Trade. And right now we just met up with our friend Abelard, who is, we just informed about the mutiny. We're going to be a good guy this time too, so no heresy. We're actually going to be so good that we're bad. So anti-heresy. Vogtir openly admitted that he was the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster.
By so good I'm bad, I mean I'm gonna be so, like, upright and holy that I'm just gonna kill the aliens because that's the correct thing to do in the world of 40k. So, unfortunately, all the aliens that we can normally get on our side don't have a chance because I'm too good. Which is hilarious.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Man, just keeping an extra, like, lasgun, armor, and medical kit on you? Thank you, Abelard. I actually really didn't need a gun. Better than my nothing. So, for the background of my character, he's a, commander, I think he was like lieutenant of the Imperial Guard, which are just basically the army men of Warhammer 40k. So we're really good at ballistic skill. We preemptively got some strength because I'm going to plan to use heavy weapons. And we're going to give Abelard the medical kit because my character doesn't know how to use a medical kit. We're also going to get him to medical kit us.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the wall and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Oh, how do we want to respond to that? What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I really liked the Abelard character. I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
What can we expect to find in the Navigator's Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterial. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
The Navigator's Sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us...
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home. And with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
You will die of acknowledgement, Chaos.
Our foes shall be crushed beneath our unyielding might.
Show them no mercy.
It is murder time. We'll split up. That's a good idea. Split battle. First, we'll activate my regimental tactics for that juicy bonus damage.
Actions will stop.
Use our good friend Run and Gun.
Rejoice in service. Let this be the warning. All who oppose us.
Wow, I killed 4 people in one go. That is pretty good, as I say.
Reduced to dust.
It will be done.
Pain of this mortal flesh means nothing. I shall endure everything with unshakable faith. Your corrupt way has failed you.
First level up. And yes, a quadra kill. Oop, we get to do a skill for first level up. Do we want to do awareness or demolitions? Demolitions sound fun. Let's do that. It's fitting for the military man. Abelard. What is Abelard? We'll give him some athletics. Great level up. So right there we put it in the cargo so we don't have to worry about the crap items. We can just sell it.
Forge my destiny among the stars.
Now we're going to the Navigator Sanctum.
The navigator sector is directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
So this is a very cool character. She's an unsanctioned psyker, which historically is a bad thing. And my character is one of those good guys, so her being an unsanctioned psyker is going to go badly for her, which, as a good person myself, I feel bad because I'm going to totally do something awful to her. But she's a cool character.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
So her whole thing's divination. She warned me basically to save my life there. But she's a danger too. Like, she invites heresy by existing.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
Also, do you see the walls are bleeding? That's because of the immaterium of the warp is doing crazy stuff.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
They do a really good job of like showing the craziness of the warp and talking about like the psyker stuff. But it's like the way Irda talks about her psyker stuff, and then there's the navigator later we're gonna meet. How she talks about it are completely different, but are both like, all this stuff is just a perspective thing, and I think that's very interesting. Officer's frequency. To all those who can hear me. Those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelstra's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Not the Engineer Prime.
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we save the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
We must see if the Navigator is well.
No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Oh, you need to come too.
But they're getting louder.
My enemies shall be crushed like dust beneath my feet. Let this be the warning to all who oppose us. The Emperor commands. Your end is nigh.
The running gun ability is so good. It's better when I don't miss like that, though. There we go, we popped his head. That's a good thing to do. So we're gonna go on this side, take him out with one swing, and then we're gonna charge him.
Victory is imminent. Reduce the damage.
Haha, my military tactics. Now we're talking to... I believe Master Vespidus still lives. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thanks the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. We'll have a chance of leaving this place alive. Give Abelard a pointed look. Master Vespidus. Your time is short. Your time is short to do what? Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. It came from beyond. His body is not his. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. Run, flee from this place while I still have strength. I cannot contain the intrusion, but not for long. You must begin the translation. Leave the warp, but it can't be done without the master helmsman's help. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? The ship can only begin translation with the assistance of the master helmsman. If he is still alive, it is worth a try. We must get down to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Eldothrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard all the call to arms that the Servo Skull relayed to us earlier. Vespidus, good luck and thank you. Poor guy. He's having a mental war with, like, demons and is dying. Is that better than my gun? No.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Any hidden loot? Hidden loot. Perform the loot goblining. Not much loot to goblin.
Let us walk this path to the end.
I think we're getting to a cutscene that I think you'll like. I think you're gonna like the Sister Battle, Jackie. I think in this playthrough I'm gonna get her to specialize in, like, flamers, so she can burn people alive.
He would protect us.
My god. My light. My emperor.
Say hello to the Sister of Battle. Her name's Argenta. She's a badass. Technically, they're all, like, married to the God Emperor of Mankind.
Sister Argenta. Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
She's cool.
Your face. It is unfamiliar. Who are you?
So it's more of a metaphorical because, like, the God Emperor is literally a corpse on a throne. Pseudo-alive. It's kind of the way, like, nuns are married to God. It's very interesting. Like, they work for the ecclesiarchy, which is, the reason the ecclesiarchy has the Sisters of Battle is there was a law that they couldn't have a male standing army, so they got loopholed it by having an all-female army. But basically, it also, like, The sister battle kind of separated when they found out, like, it was kind of against what the God Emperor. It's a long story. But yes, the sisters battle are cool. They're like Lady Space Marines, but more human. Introduce myself.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by smears of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I am no traitor, sister. You can be assured of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing here aboard the rogue trader's ship? Your orders serve the Ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
As soon as I'm Lord Captain, she's going to be under my, she's going to be my guest.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lord. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments when we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
What is happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lord. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lord, be on your guard.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
By the way, Earth is Holy Terra. Ooh. Gotta perform the loot goblining.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
I will deliver furious retribution.
I'll turn you into corpse starch. Actions will speak louder than words. I will not.
Damn it!
We'll use a run and gun.
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens.
Man, I missed a lot of shots there. Oop, nice parry. We love that.
Indeed.
Oh. I like that they interrupted in the middle of my turn. Oh, no worries. I'm glad to have you here. Drive safely.
Someone else can do this.
Rejoice in battle! Doubt is for the weak. Guided by faith. I'll do it. As the Emperor can none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
The running gun ability is just so good. Both my created character and Sister of Battle both have that ability. Since we both are the soldier subclass. We'll forewarn you.
Will do.
May the Divine's will be done. And so shall it be done. Another step towards our ultimate victory.
A tactically sound approach. I took care of this one. Reduced to dust.
You do not care about these. But we are stocking up loot that we're going to sell once we're the rogue trader. Wahaha.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars. I rise above hardships.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Who has our best tech use? Here you go, you can wear some gloves for now. And I can give you a pistol. Ooh, a well-maintained lasgun. That is infinitely better than my not well-maintained. It does like a whole point of damage better for men and
Know
max.
your duty.
An expected result. Experience?
Aha.
Nothing matters more.
We restored the power supply. We're heroes.
The duty prevails.
And we also found a secret compartment with loot.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Oh, a shotgun. That's kind of cool. I think I found a secondary weapon for now. Bam.
The divine watches over us.
Kind of silly.
I better myself through my service.
Leveled up. It's the guaranteed ability of our class. That ability is very good. Endure. The ability is very weak. Expose weakness is. Oh, this is stuff I missed last time because I didn't explore as much as I should have.
An expected result.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Free helmet. Oh, I don't think we can. I deserve the free helmet for now. It does block my beautiful hair, though. I think there's a way I can control that setting was. Nope. Nope. No, don't show the helmet. Don't show the backpack. You can mess with my color scheme. Cool. There we go.
Let us walk this path to the end.
What we do for the sakes of cosmetics. We get our
This
first
opera
big
implant was a worthwhile investment.
decision, I think, coming up.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
This is the moment where on my first playthrough I decided I'm going full heresy. Oh, it's a ghost on fire that's taking the form of our people. Our person, Lady Theodora. Oh, an apparition, a sorceress apparition. Trickery of the warp. Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. Pain is but a reflection of the one's weakness. To renounce weakness of spirit in pursuit of greatness is the only path to heights worthy of rogue traitor. I can lead you out of these flames, show you the path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Do not listen to this abomination. If there is not but light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will fire burn those who carry the torch of the faith in their soul. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people. The survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew. Lead them out. Find a way around. So this is where we get to pick Dogmatic, Heretical, or Iconoclast. It doesn't lock us in, but for this character I already preemptively decided we were going to go full-on Dogmatic. So we're going to walk through the fire. The Emperor will guide us, the righteous, on the path.
Master, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor. We passed through the flames. How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
The Emperor protects, Seneschal.
Indeed he does. Oh, if I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. It was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord Captain standing there in the fire? Abelard, you tell her.
That was a very subtle insult, but like Adepta Sanctimonious is not a thing.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, your holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
Wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Do my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake. I hurried here to join forces with you and the others. It is time to push the heretics back. Let's give you a look. My faith will keep me upright, and with a weapon in my hand, that is all that matters. Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of he who passed a trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox and was able to hold a weapon, yet I do not see Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw her on the observation platforms. When did you and she part ways? It was at this very elevator. Master Edelthrad, the Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import, and then after that, we heard from her were the Vox broadcasts. This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the bridge. Conrad Voktir was spotted there, and even with scant intelligence on his activities, I have reminds me of descriptions of sorceress rituals. If the traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once. I think we're ready for the assault on the... Barely stand up right after what happened. It is best we retrieve Lady Theodora and let Edelthrad commence the attack. A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid once you found Lord Captain. You must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until we meet next, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars. This is out of the ordinary. We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Free goggles. There you go. Have some free logic goggles. Secret elevator. Secret elevator. We got a secret elevator. Oh my god, she's dead. How could she have died? Well, let's look at all her stuff. That seems like a fun thing to do. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Super dead. Got myself a fancy new helmet. I feel so bad for her. She's like so upset.
Lord Captain. Who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
It doesn't work like that. I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark. Enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
So angry.
Let the faith guide my path to glory. I am but a faithful herald of the righteous wrath.
Spare none of them!
Follow my lead. I will do my job if you attack.
The Emperor commands. Actions will speak. Loud like this be the warning to all who oppose us.
Triple kill?
And so it shall be done. I will not be deterred.
Nope, just a triple kill. Sad.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Faith without distrust.
Kid could do worse. Not by much.
Just shot my own guy. That's
Doubt is for the weak.
exactly what I had planned.
God Emperor, move through me. Be
Now we're
the
gonna
fire
point
in
blank
my
mow down
heart.
this robot.
Even torture to fight like this.
I think I shot my friend more times than I shot the robot. Hooray! Murder. Level up. Oh, we get our first, focus skill. We have some options. I think I like point blank. I think I want him to epicenter of slaughter. It just makes him so tough. I like being tough. I need somebody to be tough so we don't just die. More damage. Let's go with the Litany of Hatred. Hooray for hatred.
What advice do you seek?
Now we're gonna heal myself.
Let me help.
Your aid will not be forgotten.
I have a
The
pair of old
Emperor
wounds.
sets my path. The pain will subside.
With you at my side, victory is within our grasp.
Oh, time to go to the bridge.
I shall repent.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
God Emperor preserve us. The rogue trader is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will all perish in the warp. Along with the warrant of and all the dynasty's heirs, the enemy of humanity has triumphed. I have seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. I forbid you. The very thought of yielding, only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat. Words worthy of a righteous soul. Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge. Then we have no right to bow our heads. What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it, and you see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over the realms, and farewell. Eldathred, no.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Such a dumb psyker. Hi, Eldathred. You look much more
Close ranks.
need to be killed now. You here. Sister, you get to hang out with me. Abelard, I need you to do some violence, and you can hide here. So luckily I already know how this fight goes mechanically.
Enemies tremble at the sound of my steps. The
And
Emperor commands. And so shall it be done.
oh, it's running gun time.
Rejoice in serving. Power resides in the will of the righteous. Rejoice, another step towards our ultimate victory.
We got the quadra kill. Can we get the penta? Penta kill. Penta kill. Oh, I even have more shots left over.
And so
Oh, sextuple kill. We got 6 kills in 1 turn. I'm now gonna get like torn apart by Chaos Spawn.
Cleanses the body.
Save me, sister of battle.
Will be undone.
Yeah, let's use your furious recital. Because I need those prayers.
Emperor.
Nice. We love the violence.
I act.
We're gonna get even closer to the monster.
Guided by faith.
And we're gonna just start blasting. Then we're gonna pop our big ability, and we're gonna
Righteous.
perform a little extra murder.
As the Emperor commanded is why I was chosen.
Oh, they're all single shot though.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commanded is a prayer.
I perfected it. Hooray! Nice little level up. So the level ups are super small, but you get them consistently, which is nice. For me, I'm going to take more gun, because we like to gun. Do we want one of our archetypes things? Or one of our origin talents? I kinda want this Hail of Steel. We can become a combat addict. That's kind of funny. I haven't decided what I'm going for with you. Maybe I'll get a power weapon and a plasma weapon. That could be fun. That ability seems really good. I think we'll take the weapon scale. Definitely guns for our friend here. Yeah, we're gonna plan for flames. So much flames for you. Now, where are we going? Where is our helmsman?
Know your duty.
There he is. By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for the throne knows how long. We need you to re-establish contact with the Navigator Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard the rules. You are the only one who speaks for House Valencius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. I am ready. Begin the ritual. No, you're kind of stuck being a human, unfortunately. And welcome back. Oh, look at the demon pretending to be the dead captain. Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery. I have already resisted the temptation of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind with a new illusion. Resisting the inevitable means only that the realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured and steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day of the final dawn rises over the iron world, I see you by my side on that day, on the day of my resurrection. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the Maw of Irreversibility, the thread that will find you, or will help you find the keys to salvation. That thread will guide you, and the weapon of our return to me. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means the navigator gave his life battling the storm and nearly claimed the Von Valencia's flagship. We will honor the memory with that of all who died this day. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where is the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again, and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
Hooray, I survived. Also, I jumped really high on, like, from being nobody to being somebody very important. I'm a rogue trader. Well then, your lady, or your lordship. You had us worried for a few hours there. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on the deck, the only thing that surprises me now is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by deputies, deputy, while others have go unfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. What is the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. To prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at your officers and who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they will have the honor of beholding the visage of their lord captain. I am ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. Attention officers, you have been granted the honor of will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps we should introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your lordship. Vigdis Suri Ada of the Ptolemy line is our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve your lordship. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communication between them, you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and your mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers the ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into asteroid field or a pirate ship. Hail, Lord Captain. This here's a ship is good as a home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorum Janice Danrock, who oversees the procurement and general materials well-being of the ship. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second room, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard the Infernus Master, whose crew works to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drive Master, servant of the Omnissiah. The Omnissiah is just another word for the God Emperor of mankind. It's just what the tech people call him because their religion is slightly different than our religion. Oh, is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Wise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of our communication with distant star systems. Master Wise has been in a trance for some time, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valencius Protectorate, and inform them that Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Victor's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath progress as soon as it is possible to do so. All other present are adjutant, secretaries, deputies. They are all here to make records of the proceedings. We'll hear the Infernus Master report. We're just going to go through this a little bit quickly. So he, I totally forgot, I should have probably listened to that, but he wasn't all on board with the new captain. If only the officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your lordship, I humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say, besides finding a replacement for We already have one lined up. Execute him. Because we're dogmatic. Consider it done. Take him away. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in the crew members, and we require a new Engine Seer Prime and Navigator. Is this all we have preventing us from continuing our voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind, this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home of the only dockyard in this sector. But we will never reach Footfall without solving these 3 immediate problems first. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. Your Lordship, there's one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance to Lady Theodora. Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You are perhaps wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I should tell you, Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. Are you referring to the contents of this note, I presume? Yes, quite right. XC, Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor, right-hand man, one Heinrich van Kalox, an interrogator. You understand. All I know is he is somewhere in the system, and we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall and the Furbunda system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual, and the authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Rykad Minoris, may know something. That is all, Your Lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencius Protectorate. Adira, Sister Argenter, explain yourselves. The Psyker is suffering some sort of ailment, a dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak to me when you have the time, rogue trader. Daybreak. Abelard, bring the witch to heel. Class, cease your buffoonery immediately and report the reason for your intrusion. Damn it. Your Lordship, here is the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is happening, or is heading our way. And I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn. And it's ringing and ringing like an echo. Like a bell? But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Class? No, not yet. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know that or sense anything, I will report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge. And we can talk about Lady Theodora as well. Was served by my whispers on many occasions. I'm sure they would benefit. You would benefit from them as well. If there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Do a quick little talk to Argenta.
rogue trader.
You said you had a personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, rogue trader.
Continue. The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted the ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of many of the brave officers who defended their post until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practice there are for cases like this in the Von Valencia's territory, but in the world I am familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans. Deliver this order on my behalf. The orphans are to be properly provided for, but a personal meeting with the rogue trader is too much.
Greetings.
Tell me about the Adeptus Ritas.
Gladly, there are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. We... I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am, talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
They say the Adeptus Ritas are the fiercest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium. Is that true?
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words, more often than not with a bolter.
So, fun fact about a bolter. The ammunition for that gun is the size of grenades and explode like grenades. And that is like the basic weak gun of the Imperium.
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness. But do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me. Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness.
Sister Repentia are cool. They don't get to wear, like, power armor anymore, but they get big-ass chain swords, and then they kill everything.
Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul.
The Eviscerator is my favorite weapon in all of 40k. It's just a chainsword, but it's made to go through like tank armor like butter.
Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus. The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate. And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked Deathworld can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful.
The Order Pronatus is not one of the Order's militant, and yet you are a trained fighter.
Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless. Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge. And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it?
You said you belong to the Calexian branch of your order? What brought you to the Coronis Expanse?
The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Parsimus Duane, the station's founder.
Are there any other members of the Adeptus Orbitus in the Coronis Expanse?
None that I'm aware of, but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the Ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so. Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy.
I have no more questions about the Sisterhood.
Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness.
Tell me about yourself.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
How did you end up on Theodora's ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the pirate attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, while her crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I barely recovered from my wounds when the pirates struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
What happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday.
You mentioned making a mistake.
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Where did this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
We could go to that planet and deal with the Chaos Worshippers.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared.
What was it like traveling on Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the Medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage.
Okie dokie. Bye, Jackie. Thank you for hanging out.
Than on the people around me, or the journey itself.
I really appreciate you swinging by my stream. I'll probably end it after we finish our Sister Argenta conversation. Seems like a good place to take a stop.
During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the pirates. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright. As you wish. This ship was targeted by heretical pirates, which means that my presence here and the assistance I provide to you are my sacred duty. Sooner or later, I will likely have to return to Footfall to protect its reliquary. But for now, I wish to remain a part of the Rogue Trader's crew. So they shall.
Good place to save. Thank you all for joining us. I had a very fun stream. Hopefully y'all enjoyed hanging out and enjoying this beautiful game that I really enjoy.